Hello everyone, I am Dr. Lalit Kumar Gupta working in Krishna Engineering College, Ghaziabad, Applied Science Department. I welcome you in my lecture series Engineering Physics, unit number first, Relativity, which is a very unique topic, relativity, which is directly concerned your modern physics. Modern physics means high energy physics. High energy physics means V is near about C. When we discuss the moving body is near about the velocity of light. Okay, before we discuss the relativity, we should know the what is the concept of classical mechanics and what is the concept of quantum mechanics, because this theory is totally based on the two mechanisms, classical mechanism and quantum mechanism. Actually, the classical mechanism in total based on Newton's law of motion and gravitation. Actually, it was thought that classical mechanics, Newton's second law of motion, is universally applicable for all the speed. All the speed, lower speed, medium speed and high speed, which is absolutely wrong. Actually, the classical mechanics is only applicable for the low speed body. And the second one is quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics invented by the Albert Einstein in 1905, which is applicable for the high speed. And we are going to discuss the engineering. Engineering means V is near about C. All the engineering is totally based on the high energy physics. High energy physics means modern physics. Modern physics means the quantum physics. So the quantum physics is totally explain the engineering concept. So here we are going to discuss the relativity. So what is relativity? Actually, the relativity is the discuss with the relative motion between two body. Two body means one the person at the stationary state and second one is the moving state. So relative motion between two bodies is called relativity. But what will say the classical mechanics? Actually, the classical mechanics, as per the assumption of classical mechanics, everything in this universe is absolute. Even then the time is absolute. The flow of time is absolute. Suppose the time is here 9 o'clock. So as per the classical mechanics, all over the universe the time will be the 9 o'clock, which is absolutely wrong. But at the same time, when we discuss about the high energy physics, V is near about C. As per the assumption of quantum mechanics, everything in this world is relative. Nothing is absolute. Even then the time is relative, length is relative, my position, suppose my position is also relative with respect to another, and size of any body is relative, and everything in this world is relative, nothing is absolute according to the quantum mechanics, I mean high energy physics. And these quantum mechanics deal with the so many new concepts of science and technology, even in the atomic physics or molecular physics and so many other science and technology. So here we are going to discuss relativity. Actually, the relativity provide many new concepts. In whole chapter, we are going to discuss the new 4 concepts. The main one concept is the length of moving body contract in the direction of motion, which is really the full of imagination. How can be possible? Suppose the body move towards any direction and the person who observe, they are contracted moving the direction, which is impossible. But we will try to find out which factor is responsible for this particular assumption, the length of moving body contract in the direction of motion, which is called the length contraction. The second assumption of this relativity is the clock in motion slow down. It means the time will be dilated, which is also very surprising. Time will be dilated means time increasing order may move, which is also impossible, but we will try to find out the factor. The third one is at high speed, space means XYZ and time are no more separate. But we already discussed in 12th class or lower classes, space and time is separate variable. But here we are going to discuss space and time are no more separate, they are merged one into the another. This is the new concept. And the last one concept is the mass of moving body is greater than, is mass when it's rest. The mass of moving body is greater than in respect to the mass at the rest position. which is also a very interesting topic, and it will be variation of mass with velocity. So these are the new concepts which are directly concerned in our relativity topic. But relativity is divided into two parts. First part is called special theory of relativity, and the second part is general theory of relativity. So here we are going to explain the relativity on behalf of special theory of relativity. What is the special theory of relativity? The special theory of relativity deal with the observer, where the observer move with the constant speed or at the rest. Constant speed or at the rest. That is called the special theory of relativity. And where the general theory of relativity deal with the observer moving, speeding up and speeding down. So these are the bifurcation of the relativity. So we are going to discuss the relativity. In relativity, and the main terminology is a frame of reference. What is the frame of reference? That frame of reference will describe the position and motion of the body. So in our next lecture we will try to explain what are the essential things which can be described the relativity. So we will try to in our next lecture explain the frame of reference. Thank you so much.